Hey guys, Dan here from Smart Reselling, and here's a quick video, or at least I hope it will be a quick video for you guys, on a few DVDs to watch out for. I got the idea from Nick Hills, who created a video talking about something called BOLO, which is be on lookout. And it basically means it's stuff that if you're out and about, try and remember these. If you see one for a good price, pick it up. Now his one was about Thomas the Tank Engine Duplo trains, which was great advice, great tip. I've personally not seen any of them myself yet, but now because of that video I'm certainly going to be on the lookout for them. And this one is about DVDs. Now what I wanted to do was I didn't want to just bring you the obvious big box sets and say be on the lookout for this. And the reason being is that even if you're someone that doesn't know anything about DVDs as a seller, you kind of know if something has value or not. If it's like this big and there's 9 or 10 DVDs in it, you kind of know that you've got something pretty good, even if you don't know exactly what it is or how much it goes for. So I'm trying to stay away from them, and I want to give you some tips and advice on items that are to a seller look just like normal generic everyday DVDs, but for those in the know there's actually quite a bit of money in them. And I'm going to start with the complete series of a TV show called Space Patrol. Probably pretty rare, so I don't think you'll find it in a charity shop, but probably a car boot sale once a year, once every 2 or 3 years perhaps. But you know, if you see it, pick it up, because on eBay this sells for £100. And that's not even sealed, that's not brand new. So on Amazon I think it's about 75 to 80. All the ones that I'm mentioning have actually sold for this amount. I don't talk about people that are just listing items for X amount, because a lot of the times they're just hoping to get that amount and it's not even worth anywhere near that. But Space Patrol complete series, £100 on eBay, so be on the lookout for that one. Next up is we have a very rare DVD collection of Pink Floyd. It's called Pink Floyd the DVD collection. On eBay it recently sold for £120. It's extremely rare. I couldn't find it anywhere on Google. There's a lot of similar items. It may be a Japanese import, so you might not see it on your travels, but Pink Floyd the DVD collection sold for £120. And on Amazon I think it was about 80 or 90 at the time of recording this video. Next up we have a BBC special edition 7-disc collection of The Great War, which is basically a collection of World War I documentaries. And this ranges from between £49 and £80 on eBay, sold for those prices. I guess it just depends on the day. If you've got one listing for £80 and there's no others on eBay, you'll probably sell it for that. But to be honest, I mean, I think that one was actually brand new and sealed as well. But if used, you're looking at 49. Even if you want to drop it down to 40, if you can find it at a boot sale for £4 or £5, it's good money to be made there. And there's quite a lot selling on eBay, so it can't be rare. It must just be not printed anymore, you know, out of print, deleted box set. It's not on the BBC website anymore. So if you see The Great War, World War I, BBC's special edition 7 DVD box set, pick it up. You'll be making 40 to 80 on a very good day all the time. The next up we have an American animated series called The Tick, and this is The Tick complete series or season 1 to 3. You're looking at about £50. Yeah, about £50. On eBay it sold for $69.99 recently, but on average it goes for between 45 and 50. I mean, it might be rare now, but these are all DVDs that took from a seller who knows nothing about DVDs, or who are just selling old collections of maybe their sons, or if they've had collections given to them, or house clearances, etc. They'll just take these to boot sales and they'll treat it as it's a cartoon, it's a box set, call it £3 or £4. If they know nothing about it, that's where you can step in and and snap that up and make real money. So that's between £50 and £70, depending on where you sell it, Amazon or eBay. Next up, we have Preston Front. Now, the full name of this is All Quiet on the Preston Front, and it's a British TV series from, I believe, around 20 years ago-ish, 15, 20 years ago. Series 1 recently sold on eBay for £70, but that might have been a one-off because all the others sold for between £20 and £25, and that's just Series 1. If you can get Series 2 and 3 and bundle them up, you're looking at about £40 to £45. So it's one to look out for. It's just got big letters Preston Front on the cover, but it's actually called All Quiet on the Preston Front. Next up, we have a TV series, or a 6-part TV series called Making Waves. Now, there is a movie called Making Waves out as well. You don't want that one. There's a picture on the front of 2 Navy officers. Once again, it's an old British TV series, and you're looking at between £50 on Amazon, and it's recently sold on eBay for $69.99, and there's been about 3 or 4 of them listed this month, so it can't be too rare. I'm not sure who's in it to kind of guide you on maybe if somebody's in it has recently passed away, but either way, Making Waves, be on the lookout for that. Everyone's going to sell that at boot sales who don't know how much it's worth, probably for a couple of pounds, maybe even less. So if you can find one of them or more, pick them up. They're worth a lot of money. Next up is a movie starring Peter O'Toole called Jeffrey Bernard is Unwell. I'm not sure why it's worth this amount, but you're looking at $69.99 on eBay, and it's sold for that. 2 of them, in fact, sold for that. I think the lowest this movie has sold for, according to the sold listings on eBay, was £55. It's a normal single disc movie. On Amazon, I believe it was about £50, £45–50. So great money to be made there. Obviously a deleted movie. I did look in CEX because there was one listed on their website that CEX had one. Unfortunately, it was gone by the time I got there, but they were selling it for £2.50. So it was clearly worth a lot more than they realised as well. Next up is another old TV. It's not so much a TV series, it's more like a reality show where they picked a bunch of British guys who kind of go around boasting that they are that they're fierce and tough, and they put them in an army environment. They actually give them to the TA, the Territorial Army, and see if they can hack the training and the process and how they treat them in the army. And it was called Lads Army, and on Amazon this sells, well, sorry, on eBay this sells for about £70 to £80. On Amazon it's listed for £125, and they only have 1 in stock. So £125 there. Obviously pretty rare because it's an old TV series, but probably one that, once again, it's just a very thin case, a very thin disc. You could probably quite happily find that in quite a few places. Next up we have another TV series starring Peter Bowles from, I believe, 70s or early 80s, and it's called The Irish RM. A complete collection, but once again, because it's a British show, British shows tend to only be 6 to 8 episodes, so they're very thin cases. They don't look anything special. It's not like a huge box set. And this on eBay, 2 of them have recently sold for $59.99 each. Different sellers, well, I assume different buyers, but different sellers, both for $59.99. Next up, we have something that I was mentioning earlier about sometimes a few of these may have people that have passed away recently, so the money goes up. I don't always agree with people selling it for a stupid amount of money when people die, but it happens, and I'm not entirely sure if it's purely because this next person I'm going to mention died this year, or if it's because it is rare anyway. But it's the ITV complete series of Believe Nothing, starring Rick Mail, who, as I say, unfortunately died this year. It ranges between different sellers. I mean, I've seen this go on eBay this week for as high as $59.99, but it has gone as low as £25. these are all buy nows, not auctions. So £25, averages about 40 to 50 for this. But it's basically the complete series. There was only ever one series of Believe Nothing, and the show was cancelled, and I believe the DVD's now been deleted. Plus Rick Mao dying this year as well has meant that the price of these are just skyrocketing. So Believe Nothing, full complete season, if you can find, or series, if you find that somewhere, buy it if it's cheap. Also there's another series here called Kate and Ali. It's an American TV series, only from 2 years ago or 3 years ago, so there isn't a great amount of age to it. But on eBay this has been selling for between £30 and £60. Sorry, Amazon was £30, eBay was $59.99 it sold for. There was only one sold on eBay, but the Amazon prices seem to match up that it is quite a rare or unique find. So Kate and Ali, complete series. If you see that anywhere, it's an American show, so you may not see it over here in the UK, but certainly to my American viewers, if you find that anywhere in thrift stores or anywhere else, pick it up. It's got some good money there. Now another British show called Sex, Chips and Rock and Roll. It's not particularly a rare or popular TV show, but seeing it on DVD obviously is pretty rare. So on eBay this has gone for between £50 and £60. On Amazon they're listing it for about £35 to £40, and you know, that's a good purchase if you can see it. It stars someone called Gillian Kearney. For those of you that want to look on the box and make sure you got the right one. Gillian Kearney was also in the UK version of Shameless, and also either Casualty or Holby City, one of those. So she's she's a pretty popular actress over here, but not not a mainstream actress. Next, this is kind of more a general topic, but any classic WWE, WWF especially, and also WCW original DVDs, if you see them cheap, if you see them in a bundle, pick them up, because these range from everything from £15 to £115 depending on what one you see. So it's a good idea to maybe just Google on your phone. If you see one, if you see a few, Google them, see what they're selling for before you buy them. The reason why the WWE ones are quite expensive now is Silver Vision, who basically done all of their DVDs and VHS recordings for years and years and years, has recently been replaced. So people are on the lookout for the early Silver Vision produced ones, because to be honest they were a lot better produced than the new company are. WWF ones of course are very rare, because that was pre-name change for the World Wrestling Entertainment, and WWF of course being the World Wrestling Federation, not the animal charity, in case anyone's wondering. Now with the WWF ones, obviously the main attraction to collectors that those ones have is they aren't blurred out. When you buy WWE DVDs that feature old shows, they now blur out any name on the ring turnbuckle or on the side of the ring that says WWF, because they can't legally show it without paying a fee to the World Wildlife Fund, who now own the name outright. So that for collectors, the ones that have WWF on them are pretty rare and worth quite a lot. I can imagine it's something that maybe would be at car boot sales a lot. People that are just getting rid of their old wrestling collection, they've moved on, they don't watch wrestling anymore. I'm like that. I used to love wrestling, don't watch them anymore. So if it was someone like me before doing all this, I would have just seen them and thought, take them away, and 50p each, I don't care, I don't watch them. But they are worth quite a lot. Do your research on those first, or while you're there, Google it on your phone, just to make sure that you are getting a rare one. But be on the lookout for any wrestling, WWE, WWF, and especially WCW, the original releases. Reason being is that WCW years ago now was bought out by WWE, or WWF at the time, and and unfortunately WWF haven't released any old WCW pay-per-views or shows, which is very odd. There was a big market for WCW. They would have made a ton of money. So any original WCW DVDs that are still out there, can be worth quite a lot, and there was one on eBay recently that sold for £60 for one WCW disc. So any wrestling of that kind, be on the lookout for. Some ECW, not too many ECW. This was once again before WWE bought ECW out. Those DVDs you get about £10 to £12 for. So if you see them cheap, fantastic. Next up, there's a TV show called The Bill. If you see any series, I think there was like 26 series of The Bill. Any series, you're looking at £40 plus just for one season or one series. They're quite rare. They've never actually been released in full in this country, which is strange considering it's our TV show. Australia has them. They have every series released. Unfortunately, in the UK we don't. So you're looking at an import if you see any. But you're looking at 40 to 50. I've seen them go as high as £80 each, depending on the season. So anytime you see The Bill, pick it up. It's going to be rare, but pick it up anyway. Next up, Maid Marian and Her Merry Men, complete season 1 to 4. The box is only about that big, so it's not. It doesn't look like a fancy box set. That goes for about £50 on eBay, and I think 2 of them was sold this month on eBay for that price. It's an old TV show. It was a TV show when I was a kid, and for those of you in the UK that watch things like Time Team, it stars Tony Robinson as well, back when he used to, mainly do acting. But yeah, it was a decent enough show as a kid, and it's basically about Maid Marian and Merry Men, and Robin Hood's in it. But if you see that, £50, £45 to £50 you'll get easily. And once again, it's something that perhaps people don't watch and would happily sell at a car boot sale. Next up is a Blu-ray. And this is the Blu-ray of a movie called Body Double. And it stars Melanie Griffith. It's an early film of hers. She was, I think, in her 20s when she made it. Or maybe, it's kind of like mid-20s, late 20s when she made it. The reason why this is valuable is it was limited to just 3,000 copies. There's nothing special about the the Blu-ray, other than the fact that it had limited copies. It doesn't say special or limited, or it's not in a fancy gold case. It's just a plain Blu-ray. But on Amazon and eBay, it goes for £40, £45, £50 easily, because it is so rare and there was only 3,000 of them made. Next up, we have the Dead Famous Complete Series 2. Over here in England we have these, America has them as well, but it's a show where they go around old spooky places and try and contact the dead, and it's not my kind of thing, but Dead Famous basically tried to talk to people like Elvis and Marilyn Monroe and JFK and etc. People like that. Over here it may have been more British celebrities, but Series 2 especially, with Gail Porter as the presenter, got a picture of her on the front, is worth about £40, and 2 of them have sold this month for that money. So if you see one of them, once again, it's a show that I can imagine people buying, thinking, oh, I used to watch that on TV, and then just not watching it and thinking, oh, I'll take it to a car boot sale or take it to a charity shop. So £40 easily for that all day long. And next up we have the DVD of Rick Stein's Food Heroes of Britain. Not sure why it's worth this amount of money. It's a BBC DVD. It's not a huge box set. It's, I think it has written on the bottom, add another helping, or and another helping, which may be talking about maybe bonus features, or I'm not quite sure. But obviously I'll show a picture of it somewhere here. Rick Stein's Food Heroes of Britain. Amazon sells it for £25. eBay, 2 of them have sold this month for $39.99, with the tags of rare and deleted. So obviously that's why it's worth so much. So that's great to see. I can imagine people buying it and really not watching it, so kind of giving it away quite cheap. And lastly, I've left this till last because I am a Liverpool FC supporter, and it's one of their DVDs, and it's Liverpool FC Season Review 2010 to 2011, and it was the return. That was the season that saw Kenny Dalglish come back as the manager of Liverpool after a long time away. And this one on eBay, two of them have sold for £29.99, and on Amazon it can go for £35 to £40. So that's my list. Hopefully it's not been too boring for you. You may have noticed some cuts in between. Unfortunately my phone ran twice, which I had to answer. So they're all DVDs that look plain and normal and nothing special. And they're the kind of ones that you want to try and look for, because the people selling them don't realise what they've got. Of course, if you see massive box sets and they're good price, buy them, pick them up. You know, Nick Hills in his video showed that huge pile of box sets that he managed to buy for like £1.50 each. That's fantastic. If you can buy them, fantastic. But these are just BOLO finds. So if you see any of these, you're talking a ridiculous markup. If you do see any of these at boot sales and they're charging £20, £30 for them, there's still, you know, yes, there's still money to be made, but you are making a larger investment there. And clearly the people selling it know what they've got. They still want a quick sale, which is why it's lower than eBay and Amazon, but they know what they've got in their hands there. So you're not going to make as much money. So anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully this has been some help to you guys who buy DVDs or always on the lookout for DVDs. Sorry if it's gone on too long. I'll add some graphics for the covers and stuff to look out for. Thank you for watching. Good luck with all your eBaying, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you.